Well, hello there. We're back with another episode of B-Scar TV, and today we going through the hat collection. A lot of vintage, some snaps, some straps, some fitteds, 7 5/8 as you wonder. Come on with me, see what we got. Today, these hats are in just pristine organization. They're not always like this, but if you could just come with me and just peep from right to left, we got a lot in here. We got a lot of fire in here. I always keep like my, my non-traditional, my more dressy caps over here. I got this when I was in Paris. I thought this was super swaggy. Hadn't made its way to the States. Now you kind of see them around a little bit, but put a little patch on there. Feed love. Some driver's caps. This hat, which really just set off a recent outfit I put together when we were in London. I had the Louis V denim, the blue slacks, the white button up. Only buttoned the bottom of the denim jacket just so I had a little bit of white showing, and then I threw this thing on, and crazy enough I built that outfit from just this hat. This was the starting point. This right here, this is the real monster in the closet. We'll get to that later. Let me pick out a couple of my favorites in here. I've always been into hats since I was super young and could like go to the mall and shop on my own. I would go to Lids. Lids was my spot. Hats were $25.99 for a fitted. Depending on if I had a fro or the low cut, I was either 7 3/4 or 7 5/8. Every time I was at the mall and I had $25.99 on me in my wallet, I was gonna cop a fitted. Probably at one point, like I probably had half the teams at least in the MLB. And then as the passion grew, when I got into the league, when I was in Houston, I found some really cool thrift shops. And being such a championship city, like I found these like, back-to-back Houston Rockets from the championship, the 1995 NBA championship, and like clearly had all the wear on it. The stitching like came from, onto the bit, from the base of the hat onto the bill, which I think is super fire. And like this right here is just such a unique hat. I'll wear this around, especially around Houston, and older folks will like look and be like, yo, where did you get that? Like I used to own that same hat, or my dad owned that same hat. And then my response is like, what's crazy? This is probably your dad's. This particular hat was probably your dad's hat. Another NBA championship hat, Houston Rockets. This was the 1994, so it wasn't yet back-to-back. It was the first championship. And it's a starter cap, which I think is super cool to see the starter stitching on there. Like you look inside, you got this starter, the right hat, tri-power. Like this is where you really know that it's, this is true vintage and truly from 1994. Before the Houston Texans were the Houston Texans, it was the Houston Oilers. And this like old school trucker hat I thought was really dope because it actually isn't a snap and it's not your traditional strap, but it has like this like zipper strap, which like it unlocks right here and you pull it back and make it smaller and then pull it open. It really doesn't fit great for me. It's a little tight. So if the hair is any longer, it's gonna leave a line on the forehead. Sticking along with my time in Houston, and also a tribute to my fitted days. Typically, like if you're from New York, you're gonna wear a Yankees hat or you're gonna wear a Mets hat. And it makes it okay because you're from that city. Like me, I really don't watch baseball like that. And Portland doesn't have a baseball team yet. But more recently, my thoughts are, if you live in a city, you can wear that fitted. If you used to live in a city, you could also wear that fitted. This particular one has the Jackie Robinson emblem on the side. Got this off of Fanatics. Through the NFLPA, we get $500 of Fanatics gift cards every year. So I always wait till Black Friday when we get a nice little 40% discount. This is a daily driver for the kid. These, my homie B Shay, in his dad's attic. I guess his dad used to work in marketing or something with Camel, with the Camel brand. And so in his pop's attic or basement or something, he found a box of like vintage Camel stuff. He gave me a few of them, and this is a daily driver for me. The Camel smooth character. It's no wonder back in the day, like, it was so cool to smoke cigarettes, because Joe Camel, like, was marketed as probably the coolest cat on the block. Like, when he was in the jazz band, like, yeah, I'd probably want a Camel cig too, man. This is the Corduroy Camel. It's kept its shape great, and it's corduroy, so it's fire. This, I don't know as much about. The Salem, which I think is also a cigarette brand. I'm not a big cig guy, so I don't know, but hasn't kept its shape as well. But I don't know, there's something about a beat up hat, even with a fucked up shape, like, it's okay, you know? It kind of puts it together a little bit. This is my NBC Sports. This is my tribute to Mr. Bob Costas. Whenever I wear this, there's somebody that's like, Bob Costas. And I think it's just fire to have an NBC Sports snapback as a little side, the logo on the side. Nice little wear and tear. These right here are two of my favorite hats. Have really emotional connection to both of these hats because I helped create these hats in collaboration with Portland Gear and Scarlett Creative, which is my creative house, creative agency, where all my ideas and visions come to life. And this was the Deer 44 collection, which was inspired by the bus line that I used to take as a kid, the 44, and it used to take me from my crib, my parents' crib, over to Peninsula Park, where I used to hoop and swim and hang out with my friends. And so yeah, so we came up with this, and this is like I was really excited about this side logo, the Portland Gear logo inside of the Scarlett logo, which our mark is the colon, which signifies, you know, the continuation of something, you know, something not being over, in the same way that you put a colon when a sentence isn't over, it's going to continue. So when we put the colons there, City of Roses to honor Portland, the best city on earth. This was a hat from the same collection that, actually this particular hat wasn't for sale. This is just a sample, so which makes it even cooler to rock. It's got the strap on the back, the side logo, and like subtly has the little colons right there on the logo. This was what we carried through to be kind of like our collaborative logo. We got a couple of Miami Dolphins caps, actually both gifts from close friends. This one is super dope with the aqua and orange. Fits a little bit more shallow on the head, so it has like a real like kind of vintage vibe, something like you wear on top of the head or you wear right here. And it's like, when I say shallow, it's like, you know, it's cut, it's like high above the ear, versus something like this, which is a little bit deeper just by nature of the fit, and it's a little bit deeper cut, closer to the ear. So just different styles, which is another thing I love about hats. Like, these are both snapbacks, and to you know, to the untrained eye, like, these are both kind of the same hats, but they're really not. There are really a lot of differences, and can make an outfit look totally different, give you a whole totally different vibe. Here are a couple, just some randoms, really have no theme, but the Olympic hat, Atlanta 1996. This is with the starter on the back. I think any Olympic memorabilia is super valuable. They only come, you know, once every 4 years, and each Olympics has a story. The 1996 Olympics, my dad actually was, he went to the Canadian Olympic trials, ran the 100 meters. His goal was to run in the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. I was 3 years old, so he was like training for the Olympic trials while he had a baby. He didn't end up making it, but like, those type of stories like that come, you know, along with the Olympics is super dope. This is 1996 NBA Finals. The Bulls, Michael Jordan. I mean, say no more. The SeaWorld cap. I just think this is cool because like it's clearly vintage. Then it has Shamu in here on the tag. R.I.P. Shamu. The Mighty Ducks. Really more for the movies than anything. It's just dope. Same thing, kind of shallow, more shallow fit type cap. You can see with a lot of these hats, especially the deeper fitted ones, I like to point them. The only people I've seen do it is like Japanese little leaguers. There's some of my collection. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of B Squad TV, talking vintage hats, talking style. Y'all tune in for another episode next time, and I appreciate y'all. Peace. Yeah, now this right here is that true monster in the closet. You talk about a nicely steamed and ironed brim, and when I put a fit together with this on, it's different. Wait on it.